Let's see what we have today, shall
As a massive fan of survival games and Dune, I'll admit to being a bit skeptical about an open-world survival game that takes place on the famously barren planet of Arrakis. But after an hour-long presentation of the upcoming Dune Awakening, those concerns have disappeared entirely. Based on the hands-off showcasing of what's to come when this MMO survival game hits early access later this year, it certainly appears that developer Funcom has taken their hard-won learnings from the underrated Conan Exiles and applied it to this ambitious multiplayer world set in one of sci-fi's most beloved galaxies. Whether it was the impressively detailed character creation option,
I'm not gonna lie, already off rip, it looks very good. Let me make sure I got the settings all the way cranked.
the intricate RPG systems filled with skill trees and craftables, or the absolute insanity of trying to outrun a Shai-Hulud or escape a massive sandstorm, Dune Awakening appears to be on track to become the sci-fi survival game I've always dreamt of, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
Now, as a gamer with PTSD, like all of us gamers do, to hear that, it sounds really good. And I'm not gonna lie, IGN sometimes does give us like good feedback, but they be wrong too, okay? As hell. Y'all be wrong as hell sometimes. So we gonna leave the judgment to the people, but I'm gonna keep watching.
Arrakis is a test. Few survive it.
Absolutely no, it looks really good.
How do you make a survival game set in an utterly desolate wasteland of sand? Well, according to Funcom, the answer lies in the hidden spaces of Arrakis. Described in Frank Herbert's novels, these hidden pockets of shade and refuge are home to life and microbiomes that will be altogether unfamiliar to those who have only seen the movies. But Dune Awakening hopes to lean pretty heavily on their existence to fill the massive desert with things for players to do, whether that be finding a pocket of shelter to build a base in, delving into a cave that's home to hostile creatures, or taking down remote enemy bases in search of loot and resources. In fact, the wide-open empty spaces filled with hot sand might be more of an asset than a hindrance, as it allows for a heat stroke mechanic.
Dang, did you see how like serious? Hold up, we're gonna go back a little bit. You see, like, look at the depth of the construction that just like happened.
Might be more of an asset than a hindrance, as it allows for a heat stroke mechanic where players are punts, as it allows for a hindrance.
As like a jail cell, or like not a jail cell, but like an extra building here on top of the rock, mind you. This one also goes, I'm not gonna lie, it has another one back here. A ship goes on top of this. That wasn't even just that piece right there.
As it
Then he adds whatever this is in the background here. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot more extensive than I was expecting. I'm like,
allows for a heat
look. Nah, okay. Okay, we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it.
stroke mechanic where players are punished for spending time in direct sunlight with some pretty devastating debuffs, meaning players will instead need to dart from shelter to shelter, battling the elements as they explore the world and its many hidden spaces. Combined with the forever game of the floor is lava that is dodging sandworms of Arrakis, players will need to remain on the move constantly and develop strategies for managing their water reserves, protecting against the heat, and of course, engaging in the never-ending struggle for all-important spice. In one leg of the demo, players work together to claim a massive deposit of spice while keeping an eye out for the ever-looming threat of the Shai-Hulud drawn to their activity in the desert, only to be unexpectedly overwhelmed by a sandstorm instead, which swallowed them and their precious cargo along with them. In another section, a group of players work together to infiltrate a
Oh, that lighting change. Hold on.
a group of players work
Oh no, he removed the brick.
in another section.
There was a brick wall, and then as soon as
A group of players work together to infiltrate a high-level facility filled with rare materials and dangerous enemies, making sure to harvest the blood of fallen baddies.
and it feels like to scale. It looks. I'm not gonna say it feels like I haven't played the game, but it looks like in terms of actual sheer scale, like it delivers. I'm not gonna lie, it does look like it does does. Because look, even with the perspective that we're getting and make it look massive, I'm not gonna lie, some of these do look like drastic changes and massive buildings. I'm not gonna lie.
To replenish their rapidly depleting water reserves. Before the demo, I had a lot of questions about how a Dune survival game would even work without becoming extremely monotonous in short order, but by the end, I found myself wondering why in
The level of detail. How many people were just on the screen right there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18.
By the end, I found myself wondering why in the heck someone hadn't made one sooner. Seeing all the clever ways Dune Awakening plans to make brilliant use of Dune's unique lore made me a believer. Beyond the major things Dune Awakening aims to get right, the demo also included all these little details that took my hype to the next level, like how they showed off an incredibly detailed character creation engine that included things like choosing your home planet and origin to decide some of your starting traits and aspects of your appearance, or how the in-depth skill trees and crafting system allowed you to drastically augment your playstyle from a telekinetic mentalist with a bag of supernatural tricks to run-and-gun soldiers with a bag of high explosives. As someone who has spent a good deal of time with the Dune tabletop RPG, dreaming up the characters I'd like to portray in that universe, this looks like it'll scratch an itch I've had for decades, and I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on it when it hits early access later this year.
Arrakis is a test. Few survive it. But the humans that do awaken.
For more, check out our
Sounds promising. It sounds very promising. I have top tier mid expectations. That's where we're gonna leave it, because I'm one of those people where I've realized in the gaming industry you do not get hyped and do not give these people money unless you know for a fact who it is you're buying from. Just like any other business and any other product, who you buy from is very important, and what they got going on. And sometimes pre-orders are just not worth it. But we'll see more on this game as it comes. But as it currently stands, I'm pretty excited. That was pretty cool. That was a cool little look. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see what happens. Until next time.